Hello, my name is Max Ball. Today I'm going to be speaking to you about one of my university modules, Sports Development in Action. So just a brief introduction of what I'm going to be talking about. The main purpose of this presentation today is going to be discussing the social benefits that sports programmes have on sports development as a whole. So throughout the whole presentation, I'll be giving a brief explanation of my placement and what it is I've been doing over the year. I will be discussing 5 key themes in sports development and how my placement also aims to improve these. And then each of these key themes will be discussed with different evidence. So just a brief explanation of my placement, what I've been doing over the year. My placement is called S1220001 Soccer Centre, and it's a soccer school for children aged 4 to 16 to come down and get involved in sport on a Saturday morning, and they also have the S12200 Football Club on a Wednesday evening, which is training. They have competitive games at a weekend. Started off assisting sessions, as at the start I didn't have a level 1, but now I'm put through my level 1, I'm able to take sessions myself rather than just stand there and assist coaches. I volunteered on Saturday mornings when I could, as I have work on Saturday, so sometimes I wasn't able to turn up, and also on Wednesday evenings. It's a Saturday morning basis. It's turn up and play for fun. Just to turn up and play on £4 a week for the children to take part, and if the children ain't able to pay 1 week, then the chairperson, Kath Mason, would help out with funds, etc. Wednesday evenings were obviously more as a competitive sort of environment for the children to get involved in different teams. They'll be setting different teams and then play on at the weekend. So yeah, it's just my placement of what I've been doing over the year. So I'm going to be discussing 5 key themes throughout the presentation. The key themes are going to be crime, health, education, disability and gender equality. So the first key theme that I picked up on was how does your sport reduce crime. So sport, from my sort of opinion, sport doesn't necessarily just stop crime from happening full stop, but I did find an article from Jameson and Ross which they state that sport can contribute to that by bringing positivity towards a young person's identity and by helping the youth acquire teamwork and leadership skills. And Sport England also wrote an article about a programme named Kicks, which is massive around England, in which they tell us about the Kicks programme. It's a programme that gets children off the streets and aims to reduce crime. They tell us that in North London, when the Kicks programme was put in place, youth crime incidents dropped from 2,529 to 867. So looking at this, it does actually prove that sports programmes do actually reduce crime and get children off the streets. At my placement, they help to reduce crime by taking in police referrals from the Lancashire Police to help out with children from disadvantaged backgrounds. This gets children off the streets of Preston in the community committing any possible crimes. Instead, it's getting them involved in a team sport in football, helping to build and improve those different skills. So that was the first sort of key theme that I looked at. The second one that I've looked at is improving health. So improving health, like obviously playing sport and staying active, getting involved in physical activity improves health because it avoids gaining any weight, as the body is working and burning calories and all the muscles are being used. So I've picked up an article from Cohen. He stated that physical activity has a massive impact on muscular fitness, bone health, increases life expectancy and coronary health. And also, Widrick 2012, he gives us some sort of science to how exercise makes us feel better about ourselves, in which it acts as a reset switch for our brains, and this is why we feel so at ease and things are so clear after exercise. My club hosts the Saturday morning turn up and play every single week without fail, so this enables the kids to stay active for at least 2 hours a week on top of like PE lessons and whatever else they get up to through the week. During these 2 hours, it's a nice, fun, enjoyable environment created for the children, and which enables the children to have a good time and make it fun for them and to make them feel happy. Therefore, it's not only just keeping them active for 2 hours, but it's helping them to be happy and feel good about themselves as well. So that's the second theme that I picked up on, and the third one was improving education. Improving education. When I was doing my research, I came across 3 projects that Sport England have used in the past and that are still using now to help improve participation and give more opportunities to play sports. So they put on 3 projects in schools, they put another project on in colleges and another project in universities. So the first one was Active Universities, which is a project that was put in place so it just helped increase participation levels across 42 different universities, putting on sports days, and they're all funded by Sport England themselves. The second project was Active Colleges, and this project was put in place to help increase levels of participation through college students by at least 30 minutes per week. That was their main aim. This is funded by the National Lottery. They put a £25 million investment, and this money was helped to achieve this goal, in which they did achieve that goal. And then the third project was put in place for school games, which is an event for all school pupils to get involved in. Through this project, Sport England are motivating and inspiring young people to get involved in competitive sport across the country, rather than just playing for fun all the time. And my club has used sport as a tool to help educate people over the age of 14 in football, and they've done this by putting people through their level 1s and level 2s in coaching to help educate them in the coaching sort of environment. If they've not already got a level 1, they're put through level 1, like they've put me through my level 1, and they have a level 2, they'll put them through the level 2, helping out, paying half, and then if after so many hours they'll refund you the second half of the amount what it costs. So that's education, and then the fourth theme that I picked up on and researched about was gender equality, and through sport there's always been obviously gender stereotypes around saying that women shouldn't play certain sports that males play, etc, etc. And I found another article by Joshua in 2016 where he discussed in that his article. He talks about gender equality, and tells that women are less likely to participate in sport because of the stereotypes that get chucked around. And this I feel is true, because some women, or most women, won't want to put themselves in a situation where they're going to get judged, just by playing the sport that they like or love. My placement just doesn't just invite males down or females, it invites them both down, because their main aim is to just improve life skills. It's not anything to do with like competitive or competing, apart from obviously the Wednesday evening sort of side of it, which is a club which they also have under 18s women's teams and women's first and second teams. So it's all a mixture of males and females, not just males or females. So yeah, that's gender equality. Then the final theme that I have researched and picked up on is disability in sport, which I thought was a quite interesting one and quite enjoyable to research. Disability in sport is never used to have as much inclusion as it does nowadays, and that all changed in 1992 when a new curriculum was put into place to enable disabled children more opportunities to get involved in physical activity. Houlihan, 2003, informed us that the NCP, that's the national curriculum that was put in place, it tells us that it encouraged teachers to modify and adapt activities for children with special needs. So it wasn't all based around abled children, they're more targeting the disabled children so that everyone has an equal opportunity. And my placement, they host disability sessions on Friday nights, so just specifically for disabled children, and they'll get different coaches down to come down and help out with the day. That's hosted at Play Football in Preston. It's for 1 hour. this enables obviously disabled children to get around and play football for fun, and just play different games 6 till 7 on a Friday night, and it helps keep them active for 1 hour a week. It gets them at their house and it gets them getting involved with other people and stuff. So yeah, that's my 5 themes that I've discussed. And then to sort of wrap the presentation up, sort of conclude it. Throughout this presentation, I've discussed key themes, sports development, and spoke about how my placement improves each of these. And I feel that the social benefits of sports programmes have been understood and discussed. And throughout my research on this module, I feel that my knowledge has definitely grown in each of the themes through sport, and I feel that sport is actually playing a massive part in each of these areas. Sport is also now bringing communities together a lot more than it used to do, and reducing a lot more crime. A lot of sports organisations are now hosting projects to get children off the streets and participating in sport, and one massive example is obviously the KICS programme that I spoke about recently in the presentation. So thanks for listening.